Janna, how did you pick your business name, Sleepy Chicken?
Well, Sleepy Chicken was originally a nickname that I gave to my little girl. So her name is Matilda, and when she was born, like a lot of small little babies, she had like this fluffy tuft of hair. So quickly we were referring to her as Chicken. And so I took my maternity leave to start working on the idea of my business. But of course, I was also trying to raise a tiny person. So really I could only work on it when she was sleeping or napping. And so we would kind of say around the house, oh, I have a sleepy chicken, I'm going to do emails, I have a sleepy chicken, I'll do this. And it became a thing. And eventually, when I decided I was really going to take the leap, my husband actually, while I was out, cleared out our little box room, made it an office, and he did a makeshift sign that said the Sleepy Chicken Project.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
so
cute.
it just felt very right.
Yeah.
And it also happens to be quite a unique name, which is handy for websites and domains and all that very practical stuff. So
It's a
yeah,
fun name too. I think people remember it when you say Sleepy Chicken. They're like, "Oh yeah, I know that girl. She's so, like she has the names or whatever." It's a
yeah, yeah,
memorable name. It's a good one.
yes, yeah, yeah.
So then, in your shop, what do you sell?
So for us, I guess a lot of I laugh because we're like, what is it? What is the shop? And I always think my mom would call it like, it's a nice shop, a
Yeah,
nice
nice
bits shop,
things, nice
you know,
bits, all the bits that you'd
a
need.
nice bits shop.
Yeah.
um, so essentially, we do gifts and accessories for women and kids. And we have a criteria that we try and keep to, which is we like to support women owned brands, we like to support modern Irish makers, and the brands that aren't from Ireland would be independent brands from other countries. So that's kind of what we look at. We are design led. We place we place a lot of importance on longevity of a product, who's making it, where it's coming from. And something we like to do a lot of is keep away from trends, especially in our accessories and anything related to kids. We have a lot of neutral colors, very classic practical pieces that are beautiful, but it means that it will grow with a child, or it could also fit adults. We have a lot of products that adjust to kids and adults. So you really are getting a lifetime out of it, whether you give it to a friend or a sibling. We really want you to have what you buy from us for a very long time.
Yeah, everything is like a really nice aesthetic, but it's like a classic. It's so good. I love everything. I would buy one of everything
Thank you.
for
Thank
myself to
you.
look at. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been said that we have like a very, I say we, there's no we, girl, it's I.
You have.
That I have a distinct style, I guess, which is neutral, but I like a little quirk, and
Yeah.
there's always like a slightly retro edge,
Yes.
whether that's just font or styling, or I like a lot of muted tones. So yeah, and it's been working so far.
So good. I love everything. As I said, I could buy anything. Just everything. So
Thank
good.
you.
If the wellies were in my size, I would buy.
The, the amount of people who have asked me about the wellies, we have recycled rubber rain boots, and they're stunning. And yes, that's people's main issue with them, is that they don't come in adult sizes.
And I would totally wear them. Like no lie. We have chickens and everything. I'd be out in my fancy boots.
But yeah, I mean, it's practical items, but just made beautiful, because
Yeah.
I feel a lot of the time when we buy things for ourselves that we consider nice or special, we don't use them. And that's wild to me. So if
Yeah.
you're buying a whisk, make it a nice one. If you're
Yeah.
buying boots or notebooks, why not make them beautiful? Because you'll see them all
Exactly.
the time.
And you will use. I feel like you will. If you start using them, you'll keep using them. You love them. It's just that I think people have
Absolutely.
that. Irish people have that fear of using the good thing. But use it,
All the good stuff.
enjoy it. They're so good.
Yeah. The good towels, the good
Yeah,
biscuits,
Joe. Yeah, don't be using them now. They're the good things. Don't be using them.
the good carrier bags.
Yeah, anything. There's a good version. Untouchable.
Yeah, so we're kind of the anti that. I want you
Yes.
to use the life out of everything, and they're made to do that for you, you know?
Yeah, and as you said, to pass them on as well. They'll last.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really good. Everything's like really nicely made. So for you, what is your current favorite item in the shop that you have right now?
Oh, come here. That's like
If you
asking a
had to,
favorite
I know,
child.
I know. Your top three even.
Well, I'll go with what I'm using the most at the moment, because I couldn't pick favorite. So we have sunglasses in at the moment. So I have a matching pair with Matilda. We do kids and adult sizes, and I have two pairs, of course.
Of course, a
So I
good
have
pair.
the shell. There has to be perks to this.
Yes, of course.
I have the shell and the spice. So I guess that's two products, like a brown and a pinky neutral. And then the tote bags. They're just that thing where, like I say, I drag them everywhere with me. They're full, they're practical, but they look so pretty. And I guess my favorite one would be the Manifest That Shit.
Yes,
Um, that's my favorite bag at the moment.
you're just channeling it.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I have bought a few items. My sweary mugs, which I have two of.
Absolutely.
The good one and the other one. And the good one's in the
Yeah.
wash. They're getting used. Don't you worry.
Yeah, but like I say, that's it. Like practical items that look beautiful, and the sweary mugs have been very good to us. They've
Oh,
kind
they're
of been
so
what's
fun.
taken off the
Yeah.
most.
I love them. They're just every time they just make me smile. They give me joy when I make my tea in it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and they're needed. Some mornings they are needed.
Every morning in this house. Every
I do get a bit of stick on them sometimes. Not stick, but I guess it's an unusual point that I would sell sweary bits and stuff for kids. But I feel like I sell mainly and almost completely, if I'm being honest, to women. And so I feel that sometimes women who happen to be mothers can kind of be compartmentalized down to, mommy mode for
Mm,
when they're buying. And I can absolutely have a matching product with my little one and then have a sweary mug because
of
I like
course.
both, you know?
Well, I'm the same. So I'm making all of my baby knitwear, and then my reels are all of the curse words.
I love though. See, I think that's the thing about Instagram is like we obviously have formed a friendship via Instagram, and I think it helps you find your tribe for
Yeah.
sure.
And also, it's just, you have to be like, that's who I am in real life. I like to have the odd curse word. So it's being true to yourself as well.
Yeah, and I think like I know that like you probably don't like the word, but I know you have quite a large following and I know you have a loyal customer base. And I think like you were saying, being yourself and being authentic is really where a lot of that comes from. With online stores, it can be hard to trust buying or interacting with them. But if you see someone enough and you feel they're giving you really truly themselves a lot of the time, then I think that's where the nice connections are made and kind of sales and relationships
That's it, because
happen.
it's relatable as well. It's more you are like, we are a real person. We're not just a big business like where you could be talking to anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the service that you get from all small businesses, every small business that I interact with, because they want to go the extra mile because they're so passionate about it. Um, and no one is as passionate as we are about our businesses. So anything we can do, and I find that with anyone else I buy from, they'll always go the extra mile. And like you said, with big companies, it just does not happen.
No, it's everything a small business, from the items down to when you get the package. Everything is so lovingly wrapped, and it's the packaging and all the fun bits, and it's a different story altogether. It's not just thrown in a box with your invoice.
Yeah, that's it. Like I often, what kind of irks me a lot about some, like you were saying, the larger companies sometimes is sometimes you can be parting with quite a sum of very hard earned money,
Yeah.
and you see the black
Oh, thrown.
envelope, the black
Yeah.
plastic envelope coming at the door. And I'm like, oh, you know,
Yeah. It's just, it's
it's
all,
just not fun.
yeah, no, the experience, it's all about the experience as well. Like, because you're
Absolutely.
like, you're not
Actually,
going into a shop having the in-shop experience. So it's like having that good, like that good feeling at home.
absolutely. And especially with the couple of years the world has put down, it's, you know, when something arrives, it could be the highlight of a day,
Yeah,
you
totally.
know. And when we got, I know they're a limited item for yourself. I don't know if you do them every year, but we got the handmade mick for Matilda for
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, because she was born in the very end of 2019. So there was kind of no celebrations of anything really for a lot of her little life. And we presented her with this little guy for Paddy's Day. And you had the little bag there, he had coins, and you had put in like little cut shamrocks. Like it was just, it was
Yeah.
magical, you know?
All his little accessories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably will do them. I kind of do them every year, a small batch of them, because I just think they're so cute. It's hard to get nice little decorations for Paddy's Day, like besides the usual.
It is. And things that you can kind of pull out the next year
Yeah, you'd have
as
those.
well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you your next question, which is related. So, what is for your small business? What's your most memorable moment or your milestone?
Wow. I think I'm lucky to say I've had so many more milestones at this stage than I had expected. We're coming up on 6 months. Um, and honestly, I still think it was the first launch, even though
Yeah.
that was a bit of a, the first night we launched, the website crashed. Um,
Actually, I
but I
remember.
just think the idea, yeah,
Yes,
my God.
these
Um,
things
but
happen.
I think it was the idea of finally releasing it to the world, you know,
Yeah.
that it was really out there, it was real. People who were strangers could look at it and support. And yeah, just that idea of when it goes from being in a little corner of your house to out there for people to interact with and buy from. And just, yeah, I think just the very first step, I'll still never get over it. And the idea that people and supported so quickly, and even when we had the first mishap, we got such great support from people. So yeah, I think literally the first step, it becoming real, was just amazing. And we've had a lot since in our 6 months, between growth on Instagram, and our first markets were amazing. But yeah, I think just the very first establishment, when it truly became real, I
Yeah.
think will just, it was amazing.
That is a big moment for any small business, and I feel like anyone who's listening, anyone who has a fear of doing it, just go ahead and do it. Even a soft opening for your friends or something, just to get over that nervousness, and you'll just see it's always good, like, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's just such a feeling when
Yeah.
you've worked so hard on something, and something that's so much of yourself. Because I know we were talking about, you know, being relatable and, you know, being authentic. And I think for me anyway, at least, in any other job I've had, I was obviously always myself, but you present certain sides of yourself more to interact with whatever job you happen to have at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea that something that was 100% me was out there and doing well was like amazing to me.
And it is doing so well, and I know you're close to, is it 3,000 or 4,000?
Close to the three.
Close to
Yeah,
the
I
three.
know.
So anyone listening, definitely pop over to Sleepy Chicken. You could be at 3 before this because I'll be sharing. I hope I'll try and get you a few
Don't
more.
jinx me.
Or you're going to do it. I know. I have a feeling. Coming.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where it's very easy to say that numbers don't matter, and I definitely, it's not something that you need, and it definitely doesn't mean sales for anyone who's thinking of starting a new business or is finding their social connections tough. Followers does not equal sales at all. But for me, as a purely online business, it's a lifeline.
Yeah.
Like over 90% of my sales come directly from Instagram.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and it's just huge. And I made a conscious decision when I started off that I wasn't going to sponsor or do ads for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because I felt, at least at the very start, I just wanted the community that was forming to be genuine and organic. And thankfully, so many, especially business women like yourself, and like the network I'm with, and just amazing customers as well. Those are the people who have helped me to grow. And I feel like growing organically, which can be frustrating at times, will stand you better in the long
Yeah, I
run.
definitely agree. I have never done any paid ads either, to be honest. And I think it's all because people will see your stuff on other people's. Do you know what? That word of mouth means more than just a pop-up ad. I think because if they see someone actually
Absolutely.
saying like you have to go see this girl's cardigans or whatever, that's where people come. Like they want to see then.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I would never rule out down the line maybe investing in, I don't know, but for now, I'm very happy because a lot of people have raised it to me, to be very, from a helpful place. And I do see the logic in it, but it's just not right for me right now.
Yeah, I get you. And so I'm in the same. I feel the same as well about it at the moment. So then I'm going to move along. I'm going to ask you what was your last or even your favorite small biz buy from another small business?
Well, do you know what? I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here now in the box room, and I made a new addition to my little print wall. So it's a print from Omara Jewellery. So obviously she does jewellery and prints. Another small business based in Cork, and it says "Take no shit, do no harm," which I love.
That is my favorite.
I just bought very recently at a small market in the city centre. And obviously we're a podcast, but it's like very tie-dye, little peace sign. I think it's a good message. Obviously you love it
Yes.
also. I think it's important. It's be kind is obviously an important message, but also, keep assertive.
Yeah, because and that's not just small business. That's just in life.
Yes, and
Yeah.
especially for us women, I
Yes.
feel like, for
And for our
sure.
girls growing up as well.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. No, I love it. So I have it here mixed in with a few more gals that I have on the wall. So hopefully it'll end up like wallpaper around the office.
It's always nice to have a little inspiration or a little area just to look at, even if it looks just nice to the eye. Kind of gives you a nice feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because as I say, it was kind of an impromptu office creation. So I'm in a little grey box room, and I have a file from, I don't know, a secondary school of the 80s. It's like brown and cream, brown and cream. That's my next project. So yes, small little things like this, they inject a lot of positivity and personality into what's a very small room.
Those lockers are all in now. There's a brand, I don't know what they're called. Are they mustard or something? And they have all like mustard and pink, and I can see you spray paint
Yes,
that guy and he'd be looking good.
that's the
Yeah.
next step, hopefully. Yes, yeah, very trendy. See, I waited so long that it's come back around, so I'm
You
good.
see? You're back inside. Just have to paint him up all good. So the last question that I want to ask you is, where can we buy your products? your website, your Instagram, and anywhere else that you're popping up anytime soon.
Of course. So the website is www.sleepychicken.ie, and the Instagram is @sleepychicken.ie. That's also us on TikTok and Facebook. That's our handle right across socials. Trying to think date-wise.
This will be going up on Friday, so anything after Friday coming up.
Friday next week, isn't it?
Oh, Friday next week, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting confused.
Sorry, I'm like trying to think into the future. I will be at Marina Market in Cork City in June.
Okay.
Date is to be announced, but you can follow us on social media to keep updated. And hopefully I'll be popping up more across social media on lives and doing a few guest speaking appearances. So yeah, if you follow us on social, we'll keep you up to date.
And one last teeny question, which I can edit, but if you have any special offers for anyone listening?
Absolutely, of course. Do you think I would come here empty-handed?
Never.
Okay, so my first ever podcast promo code is 10% off for all listeners using code FLUFF10. So that's FLUFF10, FLUFF10 for 10% off the entire website.
Amazing. And definitely anyone who hasn't been on sleepychicken.ie, pop over and do have a look if you're looking for a gift for someone or even for yourself, because obviously we need gifts for ourselves too.
Yes, absolutely. My gifting theory is one for them, one for me.
Yeah, because then you're not feeling jealous.
Exactly.
You don't feel left out. It's like at Christmas time when there's a picture of the Grinch and it's like, do you know who would love this present? Me. That's me.
Yeah, that's why I try not to buy too early, because if I look at something for too long, I can become too fond of it.
I know, I'm the same.
And then it's mine.
I buy all of the things.
Yeah. Or on my mother's advice, which is a great one actually, I always buy a kind of a non-specific gift. So it might be a candle or something that someone of any kind of walk of life could use, because there's always one who has never gotten you a gift any year and they'll show up with something.
That's true. You could buy them a fun cup from Sleepy Chicken.
She's a saleswoman. Yes.
Bring it, but keep it on theme.
Keep one to the side.
So I think that's everything.
Okay, that was exciting.
So thank you so much for being my first interviewee on the podcast.